Today we're going to be discussing the new POG 3 by Electro Harmonics. And the POG 3 has a ton of features and a ton of different tones, but I just like to find one at the most 2 or 3 tones that I can play frequently and that really inspire me. So in this video, I'm just going to show you those first 3 tones that I found that I really enjoyed, and here's footage from when I found the first tone. If you're a regular viewer of this channel, it may come as a shock to you that I'm actually doing a pedal review because I generally never do them. And the reason I don't is because I have an EHX 3 and that gives me 99% of all the tones I could ever want and then some. That being said, I did notice that when it comes to very specific effects like octave generators like the POG 3 can do, the EHX can do it, but number 1, it takes a lot of DSP. Number 2, it's not very intuitive. And number 3, I just feel like the Electro Harmonic stuff sounds better for these purposes. So today's video is not going to be me explaining and showing every single thing the POG 3 can do. That list is incredibly long, but I am going to show you my favorite tones that I came up with so far. And if you want to buy your own POG 3, you can use my Sweetwater link below. I always shop with Sweetwater because they have the best customer service, the best return policies, and they're just a great company to work with. So the starting point for our tones is going to be this absolutely gorgeous D'Angelico DC Deluxe. This thing sounds amazing and it feels amazing. And we're going to be using a Fender style clean with just a little bit of reverb on the EHX 3. So the POG 3 comes with 10 presets, and then you have a bunch of banks where you can store your own sounds. And one of the tones that the POG is known for is the organ sound, and one of the presets does that perfectly. This is what it sounds like. Another preset that I really like is called Shimmering Bliss. And the reason I like it is because it gives you a chord behind your single note lines. However, it gives you the chord later as it sustains. If you play fast, the chord doesn't get in the way as much. But as you sustain the note, you get the chord behind it, which sounds really lovely. And one thing that's also fun to do with the POG in particular is to add a bit of a longer reverb or add a little bit of delay after the POG. So I'm going to just bring up my reverb a little bit, and I'm going to add a bit of a delay, and you're going to hear that this now really makes the sound a lot more full. are my two favorite presets, but now I'm going to show you the tone that really made me want to try the POG to begin with. And it comes from a guitar player named Kurt Rosenwinkel. He's a jazz player. So a lot of the jazz lead line style comes from different saxophone and trumpet players and other horn players in general. And so there are many jazz guitar players over the years, or jazz influenced guitar players, who like the idea of playing more like horn players. Alan Holdsworth is one example. He always talked about wanting his guitar to sound more like a saxophone. And another example is Kurt Rosenwinkel. So Kurt Rosenwinkel uses the POG to basically remove his pick attack and to make things sound a lot more smooth like a saxophone player. He does it on the POG 2, but obviously the POG 3 can do it as well. So to do this on the POG 3, we're going to go over to the dry signal and turn that almost all the way up. No effect, really. But then we're going to go over to the attack section, turn it on, and bring it right below the midpoint, somewhere around there. And now, as you can tell, you're not actually hearing the initial part of my pick attack. Now, this already is really close to the sound, but you're going to notice when you're playing, things feel a little bit out of sync. There's a little bit of a delay. So he then adds a compressor right after the POG. We turn the attack all the way down. And then we turn the release, in this case, all the way up. And when you play chords, it sounds really nice. So right now, the way I have my microphone set up, if I play loud, you can hear the pick attack through the microphone. But if I change it so you're not actually hearing a room mic, you really won't hear any pick attack at all. So this is already a beautiful sound, but when we add a little bit of reverb and maybe a little bit of delay, it fills it out even more. So now I'm going to turn the reverb back down a little bit, and I added a Tube Screamer style drive, and this is a really, really soulful singing tone. Actually, this gives me an idea. Hold on. This is a Steinberger ZT3 with the trans trem, but we're not even thinking about the trans trem right now. It also has a sustainer installed, so we're going to see what that tone sounds like with a sustainer. I think it's going to be pretty interesting. That's really cool because since the POG gets rid of the pick attack, there's no pick attack, and then we have this sustain. So it's like playing an instrument that doesn't have any attack, but that also has infinite sustain. So yeah, guys, that's what I'm doing with the POG 3 so far, but it has a lot of other features that I obviously didn't cover in this video. You can program it with MIDI, you can split your signals all types of directions. It has left and right for pretty much every knob. You can store sounds. It just has a ton of features for us to explore, and I'll be showing some other things in the future.